る話だからね。わかってくれたかな、部外者さん。
So she's from the White Room. Hi everyone, my name is Mimi and welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to be reacting to Classroom of the Elite Season 4 Episode 13, Obscured by the Rain. Last episode there was the confrontation between Ayanokoji and Nanase, where Nanase basically told him why she was after him, and it didn't work, of course. And Ayanokoji was able to convince her to help him. You also had a confrontation between Amasawa and Kushida, which didn't go Kushida's way. And you also had Ichinose that was in danger because she came upon this conversation between Tsukishiro and this other teacher. I think they're calling him Shiba, where they were talking about the White Room and all of that, and they threatened her about getting her teammates expelled in case if she tells anybody what she heard or saw. So that's what happened last episode. And before we get into this one, if you guys like my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please consider supporting me on Patreon at patreon.com/feelymini. And now let's start this episode, and here we go.
Okay guys, in case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comment in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review.
月城は資格としてホワイトルーム生を送り込んだと言っていたが、
Do you know who it is?
それはブラフだったと。
それはどういう意味でしょうか。
Yes.
大雨になりそうですね。先輩。
Last episode, I was like, I'm debating between Yagami and Amasawa as to who the assassin was, and that I was leaning more toward Yagami than Amasawa because I felt like, But now that I'm thinking about it, because I felt like Amasawa had Ayanokoji on this pedestal, like she idolizes him, and that's why I'm like everything that he wants to do, she will do. So I didn't think that she will be from the White Room. But now that I'm thinking about it, the White Room assassin, they gave that person a role, right, to get Ayanokoji expelled. But in a previous episode, Tsukishiro said that the assassin what is not doing what they intended them to do and that they had their own plans. So if that's the case, it could still be Amasawa. She just doesn't care about getting him expelled from the school, you know. Whatever. This show, man, it's like I'm like all over the place as to who the assassin is.
私の後ろに下がってください。あれ、私、七瀬ちゃんに歓迎されてない？あなたは信用できません。ひどい。なんでそんなこと言うわけ？こんなに可愛いのに。これまで黙っていたことがあります。先輩たちが篠原先輩を探しに行った後、
You saw her, right?
近くで見ている気配に。
Mm-hmm.
あなたが小宮先輩たちを傷つけたんですね。逆に聞くけど、あれをやったのが私だったとしたらどうする？そもそもなぜ GPS 反応であなたの名前が出なかったんですか？
Mm.
痕跡を残さないこと自体は難しくない。ここには何をしに来た？いや、どうやって俺たちを見つけたんだ？
そう焦らないでよ、綾小路先輩。一夜を明かすってのはどうかな？何この手。綾小路先輩と話がしたいからどいてくれる？ホワイトルームに関係している話だからね。わかってくれたかな？部外者さん。
So she's from the White Room.
わざわざ正体を明かすメリットは何だ？
それはね、私が先輩の敵じゃないよってことを言っておきたかったからなんだ。
俺を退学させるために送り込まれた資格。
Mm-hmm.
だけど、 上は私が綾小路先輩に憧れを抱いているだけの乙女だ。
Wasn't that what I was just saying?
入学した直後にそのことを打ち明けてもよかったんじゃないか。
直接会って、ああこの人に憧れてよかったって思うには時間が必要だからね。一つ下の5期生だけが学んでることもあるんだよ。それは最低限のコミュニケーションを取り合うこと。
素性は信じる。だが正体を明かしてきた理由には納得がいってない。
私じゃあ先輩の脅威にならないと思ってる。さてと、話したいことも話せた。私の許可なく勝手に潰されないでくださいね。天沢さんの足跡ですか？
ああ、小宮たちが怪我をした時、近くに。
You wanted to see if the tracks?
そしてこの謎の足跡はなぜか引き返している。
Hmm?
天沢さんが声をかけてくる直前まで誰か別の人物がいた。
もし天沢が俺を襲うつもりだったなら不意打ちを仕掛けるべきだ。だが攻撃してくる素振りも見せなかった。だから襲われそうになったところを守ろうとしてくれたと考えると辻褄は合う。ともかくこの状況だ。急いでテントを設営するぞ。
Someone else was there, wanted to attack him?
私は天沢さんが小宮先輩たちを突き落としたと決めつけていましたが、綾小路先輩はそうとは限らないと。
誰がどのテーブルかの目星は大体ついた。
Hmm.
俺は GPS サーチが解禁された6日目に合計10回行ってみた。3年生の一部のグループは必ず南雲桐山グループと密接に関係している。南雲は難なく1位を取れるという仕組みだ。南雲に協力しているグループはその中で競わされていると見るべきだ。
なんだか生徒会長が試験をしているみたいですね。
南雲は学年全体を手中に収めてるからな。2年生の一部だけが協力し合う戦略をとっている。ただし南雲と違い対等な交渉を取り付けた。
雨が止み次第、私は天沢さんを追いかけようと思います。
それはやめた方がいい。俺のことより自分の身を守ってくれ。
私は退学を恐れません。
七瀬の不用意な行動が思わぬ弊害を与える可能性がある。リスクのある行動は極力避けてもらいたい。
Oh.
それにお前のグループには宝泉もいる。慎重な行動を頼む。いいな。
わかりました。綾小路くん？
うん。
初日以来ね。
思ったより元気そうだな。まだ単独なのか？篠原たちのことは耳にしたか？
ええ、まさに今日坂柳さんから聞いたところよ。
坂柳の提案を断らなかったんだな。
最悪合流するグループが見つからなかったら私が動くわ。運よく課題をクリアして3枠開けることに成功したの。それにしても痛感したのは多くのグループがトランシーバーを所持していたことよ。
10位に上がらないようキープすること。10位以内に入って目立てばライバルたちから妨害を受けるリスクが高まる。誰かいるのか？悪いが近くにテントを設営させてもらう。
変なのが来たと思ったらあんただったなんてね。
ああ。うるさかったか？
別に。
What is her problem with Ayanokoji?
聞きたいことがあるんだ。開けるぞ。いいな。
She didn't respond, so why are you opening?
配られた無人島マニュアルにはなかったな。
どうだっていいでしょ。あんたには関係ない。
What are her eyes?
脈が早いな。唇の乾きもひどい。明らかな脱水症状だ。
は
あ、乾いてたってことなんじゃないのか？
勝手なお世話。こっちは別に何も困ってない。
Clearly not. What's wrong with her?
いつから飲んでないんだ？
あんたに答える必要なんて。
いつから飲んでない？
丸1日と。
移動中に倒れておしまいだな。
じゃあ課題でも何でもクリアするだけよ。
それができないから今苦労してるんだろ。
Gonna give her water.
ちょうど俺は食料不足で困ってる。逆に水は少し余ってる状態だ。 これなりに食料を分けてもらう。
誰があんたなんかと。
断ってもいい。だが2度は交渉し、
Mhm.
このまま脱水症状でリタイアすれば堀北に
Give it away.
わかった。その
That one is more
けどどれくらい渡せばいい？
important to her.
一本しか残ってない。私を助けて恩を売ろうと思ったわけ？
Yep.
お前が調べなきゃ恩を売ることにはならなかったと思うけどな。
ずいぶんと遅い到着だな、綾小路。
Oh.
どうやらそうみたいですね。それよりも桐生院先輩は上位10組には興味ないと思ってましたが、今朝は一気に9位ですね。
年がいもなくテンションが上がってしまった。もうしばらくは今のペースでやっていくつもりだ。削り合ってくる。しかし南雲や高円寺が崩れてくるというなら話は変わってくるかも。
So Koenji is up there. Top 3.
君は上位を狙わないのか？
あいにくと10位以内に入れるビジョンも見えませんよ。
そうか。なりふり構わなくなった人間はどんな手でも使ってくる。油断するなよ。確かに可憐な乙女としては危機感を覚えた方がいいかもしれんな。
冗談で言ったことだが、意外にも真剣に考え込んでいる。
ゆめちゃん。竹本くん。ゆめちゃん。
いや、悪いが夢じゃない。
Ayanokojiくん。
Do I know her?
体力は残ってるか？今から合流できるように移動する。
それは大丈夫。でもどうやって？どうして助けてくれるの？
強いて言うなら、
Oh, okay.
もしかしてAyanokojiくん、花見ちゃんと。
No.
なんでもないから。
ゆめちゃん。ゆめちゃん。
白波のこと助けてくれて。ちょっと聞きたいことがあるんだが、トランシーバーは持ってないか？
A transceiver?
坂柳に頼みたいことがある。
どうぞ遠慮なくおっしゃってください。クラスメートが助けられた借りは返しますよ。
So, did he know that they had a transceiver and that's why he offered to help her in order to get to use it? Or did he just assume? Or did they think that there was a high probability that they would have a transceiver with them? Okay, so Amasawa is the white room spy. What the heck? Well, I was hesitating between her and Yagami, right? And I believe I've said it previously that at first I was thinking it was Yagami, and then as I was looking at the intro, and I'm like, wait, the intro sort of like started with Amasawa and then ended with Amasawa. Especially when it comes to the hiding, and then they're showing like all the first years, I guess, that are probably a white room spy or whatever. She's the one that ends it, and then at one point in the intro as well, she's the one that starts it. It starts something in the intro. I don't remember exactly what it was, but after I saw that, I'm like, wait, she could be the assassin, you know? Like the probability of her being the assassin had increased after I noticed that. But then there was still a part of me that was like, Yagami is like way too goody two shoes, it feels like. And the way he was manipulating Kushida in the last episode, I'm like, you know, I was leaning toward him more during last episode, especially when I saw last episode that it felt like Amasawa had this admiration for Ayanokoji that I'm like, okay, if that's the case, then she can't be the White Room spy, because the reason why they sent the spy there was to get Ayanokoji expelled. And you are like, you admire him so much, you wouldn't want to do anything to hurt him, you know? So that's why last episode I'm like, "No, I don't think she's the assassin. That it was mostly Yagami, right?" But as I started talking about it during the intro, I'm like, wait, she could still be the assassin, because Tsukishiro told Ayanokoji, like Ayanokoji had asked Tsukishiro, did something happen between you and this student? And Tsukishiro admitted that they are doing their own thing. They're not going with the plan that they had originally planned or whatever. Like that the student was not doing what they wanted him to do. So when that thought crossed my mind during this intro, I'm like, wait, so it could be that she is from the White Room. And she is. She told Ayanokoji that she is. And Ayanokoji is like, so why are you telling me this? Why are you, like, you are here to get me expelled or whatever? And she's like, no, I admired you. And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Because the way she was talking about him last episode, it's like she had him on this pedestal. And it's like, you wouldn't want to hurt someone that you admire, you know? And what you asked them, so why didn't you tell, if you admired me so much, why didn't you tell me that you were from the White Room from the beginning? She's like, yes, I did admire you, but I've never met you, and I wanted to see if my admiration was warranted, you know. She wanted to study him a little bit more before she revealed who she was to him. And yeah, and would you believed her, especially after she said that in the White Room, apparently her and Ayanokoji were in the fourth class or something, and that the fifth class below them started to learn how to like social interactions or communication or something or other like that. They're studying that. That's why she is able to blend in more, I guess, not be so antisocial like Ayanokoji is. Ayanokoji is unable to communicate like normal people. Not like normal people. Yeah, like normal people. You know, he's so like sort of a standoffish and all of that. But in their school now, in the White Room now, they are training them, right, with how to interact with people. And I think that's what made Ayanokoji believe that, okay, she is from the White Room. And Nanase was not trusting her, you know. When she was gonna approach Ayanokoji at one point, she stood in between her and Ayanokoji and was basically telling her to like stay away, because she was thinking that she's the one that pushed Shinohara's teammates during that episode. And she revealed to Ayanokoji that when him and Ike went up there, that she noticed this person, that she went after this person, and that that person had this specific hairstyle like Amasawa does, and all of that. And then after Masawa left, he was looking at the tracks that Amasawa left, and he said that the tracks were similar to the ones that were there when Shinohara's people fell, you know, were pushed and fell and got injured, that the tracks were there. But even with that, I don't think Noguchi fully believes that she is the one that pushed them. And then they were also talking about these other tracks that were there. And that there was this, when Amasawa first showed up, she had this tree branch thing in her hand. And before she left, she dropped it or something, or I don't know if she dropped it or if she gave it to them. Either way, they have it in their hands and they're like, okay, there are these other tracks there, and this tree branch was framed or something or other. Basically, someone wanted to hit Ayanokoji with it. And that someone was different than Amasawa, and Amasawa came upon that person. I don't know if that person ran or if she dealt with that person, but either way, that person was not there. They left. The branch was there. Amasawa picked it up or whatever. So basically, Amasawa stopped this person from attacking Ayanokoji from behind. And Ayanokoji doesn't. I don't think he knows who that is yet. And later in the episode, Nanase wanted to talk to Ayanokoji about the fact that he was not so quick to believe that Amasawa was the one that pushed those two off the cliff. And then she's like, she's gonna basically go after Amasawa. And Ayanokoji like, no, don't do that. And you could tell that Nanase she really wanted to help Ayanokoji, but then Ayanokoji was like, no, do not do that. And the way she spoke to her, it's like, he said it in a way that I guess he told her in a not a nice way, but in a matter of fact, I don't know. Just the way he said it. It basically it made me feel like you are being dumb right now. And I don't want to say that you're being dumb, but you are being dumb. Okay, so do what I'm telling you to do. Okay, do not meddle with her, and don't get in my way. Basically, that's how I saw it. And just her reaction to what he said, it just made me feel sad for her. And then I started thinking, okay, he's seeing you at this tool right now, and he doesn't want this particular tool to mess with what he has in mind or whatever. And she is saying it as some kind of redemption thing where she wants to help Ayanokoji and thereby basically fulfilling, I guess, her promise to Matsuo, right? I think that's his name. I don't know. It just the way he spoke to her in that moment, I just felt bad for Nanase, you know. And then he told her as well that she's in a group with Hosen and that could cause all kinds of trouble. And basically they went their separate ways after that conversation. She was not traveling with Ayanokoji anymore. And Ayanokoji and even before they went their separate ways, Ayanokoji told Nanase that he now knew who was on which table, that he used he used parts of his points to do GPS searches, and based on that he was able to figure out, okay, this person and this person are on this particular table and all of that. And he was able to also realize that what's his name again, Nagumo had these groups that were following him around, basically making it easy for him to gather points and be at the top and whatnot. And so they went their separate ways. And then Ayanokoji and Suzune also had a talk where they were talking about, I feel like I got confused a little bit about what they were talking about, but they mentioned the fact that they are still looking for a group for Shinohara to join, which I'm like, I guess I misunderstood what the conversation was between Ayanokoji and Ryuen during that particular episode where they were talking about finding her a group. I thought that she was going to be joining Ryuen's group or something or other. But then I was also asking myself, why is he still asking for Sakayanagi's help? You know, so I'm guessing she still hasn't found a group. They're still looking for one, and they're making alliances along the way to try to make that happen. Like, okay. But Susan is doing well on her own. I guess we'll see where that goes. Um, and then you had the interaction between Ayanokoji and Ibuki, where for some reason when she was there eating the jerky, and I'm like, Ayanokoji was like, okay, what's wrong with you? You see her eyes were sort of like darkened, you know. I'm like, did someone drugging her or something? But no, she was just dehydrated. And Ayanokoji, knowing the kind of person that she was like, okay, let's trade. Give me some food and then I'll give you water. And he said that he had enough water than more water than he needs or whatever. And I'm gonna give you a bottle and you give me half of your food. And she was like, no, because clearly she doesn't like Ayanokoji and she doesn't want to deal with Ayanokoji. But once Ayanokoji mentioned the fact that she refused, that the probability of her winning in the competition between her and Suzune was gonna be like, no. She immediately accepted. But then later she realized that Ayanokoji lied to her, basically. He was just he was just presenting this deal to her in order for her to not feel so bad or feel indebted to him about him giving her water. And I was like, well, if you didn't go around looking around my stuff, you wouldn't feeling indebted. Oh, that's funny. And then you also had this conversation between Ayanokoji and I think her name is Kiryuin. The third year that Nagumo wanted her to help him and whatnot. They also were there, and um, I guess she's now giving more during this game, right? Um, and I believe she was telling Ayanokoji that um that is sort of like gaining points at the same rate and whatever, and that Ayanokoji could also make the top 10 and whatnot. And Ayanokoji's like, no, I don't think I'm gonna make top 10. He's been trying to keep under that top 10 thing. He wants to be like 11th or something. He's not trying to go to top 10, at least not for now. And when she said that, no, you can make it, because you are basically gaining points like sort of like at the same rate, and I'm now trying to push myself a little bit further, and so he could do it, but he's not gonna do it unless he needs to or he has to. But for now, he's not trying to make top 10, and he even said it that if he goes to the top 10, then he's gonna have people trying to keep him down and whatnot. He's not trying to deal with that right now. So there was that. I think they talked about something else, but that I wasn't really totally following. What else happened this episode? Yeah, that girl that got lost, and he helped her find her teammates, and it turned out, I'm like, am I supposed to know this girl? I probably should, but I didn't. And it turns out that she is part of Ichinosi's class, right? And that's why he was helping her, but I don't think that's just. Oh, maybe that's why. Since Ichinose and Sakayanagi had a deal or whatever, he had probably assumed that they would have a transceiver in order for them to communicate with each other. And that's probably what pushed him to use his points to do a GPS search to find out where the other two were and then guide her toward her teammates so that he can use the transceiver and talk with Sakayanagi and ask for a favor. I just don't know what that favor is, but I guess we'll see. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you want to see my reaction to episode 14 or 15? 14. The link is going to be in the pinned comment, so you can just click on it and you can watch it right now. And you can also catch up with all my previous Classroom of the Elite reactions. There's a playlist in the comments as well. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.